My Journey to a Life After Colitis, Part 1, Japan. It all started when I was teaching English to primary school students in Japan. While I was there, I slowly started to notice that my digestion was poor. I had never really thought about my number 2s before. It's one of those things you take for granted. You put food in and it just comes out. But when I started to see blood in my stools, I got worried. So I visited my local GP and he said, "Let's get you checked." So what that really means is they put a camera up your bum to see what's wrong. They call it a colonoscopy, and that was when I was diagnosed with mild colitis. So I did what anyone would do. I googled it. What is colitis? Colitis is an inflammatory bowel disease. It's like your body refuses to digest anything that you eat. Your colon is so inflamed that food just passes straight through. It's fine though. Mine was just a mild case. I wasn't too worried about it. So they told me I'd have to stay in hospital for a week, just for observation. So I scooted home, packed a few clothes and came back to the hospital. That first week came and went, and it turned out I wasn't going to need those clothes as I was going to spend the next 6 weeks in a hospital gown. They put me on antibiotics straight away, hoping it would reduce the inflammation. I was hopeful. They fed me typical Japanese hospital food, rice, raw egg, and fish. This was supposedly easy to digest and good food for colitis patients. I trusted in the doctors and did everything I was told. When I arrived in hospital, I was going to the toilet 3 to 4 times a day. But after just 2 weeks in hospital, doing everything I was told, things got worse. I was now going 7 to 8 times a day. So they decided to up my dosage of antibiotics and bring in the big guns, steroids. On top of that, they stopped feeding me. This was to give the medication a chance to work. Spoiler alert, the meds didn't work. Things had gone seriously downhill. I was going to the toilet 30 times a day and losing lots of blood. So I had to call my parents. They were on the next plane out from New Zealand and arrived just in time. I was bedridden. I could barely get myself to the toilet. I was getting painful cramps and needed drugs to sleep. It had been 2 weeks now without food, getting just 1,600 calories a day from a catheter in my neck. I was losing weight rapidly, already shedding 30 kilos. I had another colonoscopy, and my mild colitis had become severe ulcerative colitis. I was very weak and couldn't make decisions for myself anymore. I was 100% reliant on my parents and the doctors. The drugs weren't working, so they suggested surgery. It's called a colectomy. They wanted to cut the inflamed section of my colon out. I was so exhausted and just wanted to get better. The doctors said that surgery could help me. Mum asked them all the right questions and decided to refuse surgery. As an alternative, they put me on immunosuppressant drugs, serious stuff. It's the drugs they give to organ transplant patients so their body won't reject the new organ. It literally shuts down your immune system. The organ transplants drugs were very strong. They didn't fix the inflammation, but they did reduce the number of times I was going to the toilet. With this small bit of improvement, Mum had a chance to do some research. She came across a book called Self-Healing Colitis and Crohn's. She ordered the book and it arrived in a couple of days. The book taught us a lot about the colon and how diet was the key to healing the inflamed colon. This was the first time we had ever linked food to UC. It was nothing short of revolutionary. The author, Dr. David Klein, had ulcerative colitis for 8 years before discovering that a whole foods, plant-based diet was the key to reversing this disease. We got in contact with him over email, and he said to stop all the medication immediately. The doctors wouldn't have allowed it, so I was pretending to take them, but secretly throwing them away. The doctors allowed me to start eating foods again. We insisted on a diet of only fruits and vegetables. We bought a blender, and Mum was making me fruit smoothies and juices. Just after 1 week on the diet, my colonoscopy showed no ulcers and the doctors were shocked. They claimed that the meds had finally started working and discharged me with a suitcase full of more drugs to take home. Little did they know, I hadn't taken a single pill for over a week. It would never take another pill ever again. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, The Road to Recovery. Give this video a thumbs up if you know what it's like to have colitis. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. This channel is about helping people who suffer from colitis. Drop me a comment below about your colitis experience and go to my website High Carb Health for more info and a free 30-minute consultation. And don't forget, there most certainly is a life after colitis.
So give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone that you think might benefit from it. And remember, stay high carb healthy.
I don't eat no meat, no dairy, no sweets, only ripe vegetables, fresh fruit and whole wheat. I'm from the old school, my household smell like soul food, bruh. Curry falafel, barbecue tofu, no fish though, no candy bars, no cigarettes, only ganja and fresh squeezed juice from oranges.